ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a Beyond the Summit broadcast. I am Luminous, and we're casting the AMD Premier League. This is the semifinals, the other semifinals. This is Invasion MUFC. Gods has now peaced, because I think he's talking to some Singaporean girl or something. And I'm joined by a different co-caster. His name is Kingdom. Kingdom, are you here with me? You're making a lot of background noises, by the way.
Am I? I'm sorry. I can maybe fix that. I don't know what my Skype is doing, but I am here.
Alright, thank you for joining me alongside, and it's gonna be Zenith on the opening side. Of course, if this is the first game you watch, you definitely want to check out game one. Some, I don't want to say unorthodox play, but very, very good play from both sides. A little bit of mistakes made here and there, and Zenith took game number one. Game number two, they're gonna open up with a Lone Drift first pick.
Yeah, I didn't get to watch the rest of it, but I've heard a lot that the Lone Druid is pretty common in this tournament. Is that right?
Yeah, it definitely is a kind of a either first pick or first ban hero. I think last game it was banned out by Zenith that targeted both of their heroes. And again, for God, those that are expecting Gods, he had to take care of some kind of emergency, so that's why he's not going to be with us. So, meanwhile, Nyx Assassin Queen of Pain is going to be the second pick for Invasion MUFC. Nyx Assassin did a ton of work last game. I kind of predicted that Darkseer is going to have a tough time, and he did, and that's mostly thanks to Nyx Assassin's huge mana burn. Let's see if Zenith's going to have similar trouble here. I don't think Lone Druid cares too much about the mana burn, but let's see if the other hero... Well, they're going to pick Darkseer straight into it. Just doesn't care at all.
Yeah, it's kind of surprising, especially given that Nyx Assassin does a lot that bothers Darkseer, from all of the stuns to the spiked carapace to the mana burn.
Yeah, the mana burn
why
takes it away from his
first ban, right?
He really is, yeah. Mana burn really hurts his mana pool is actually decent. It's just that his spells cost so much, and last time he mech and pipe is a difficulty. He didn't get mech and pipe last game. He went for things like Force Staff and Arcane Boots, but even so, he was having trouble casting most of his spell. Rubik's gonna get the pick up here, and yeah, the draft looking good so far. Wisp being left into the pool once again, and no one really bothering to pick it up.
Yeah, I mean, you need Wispo isn't a hero that you can just pick solo. You have to have that combo hero, be it like a Sven, you know, Chaos Knight, someone who's able to teleport in with the Wisp. And so far, neither team have that hero who's just ready and able to jump in with the Wisp wherever he wants to go.
Yeah, neither team really likes to play Wisp. I think they offer supports that can roam the map a little bit earlier to go for those ganks on the mid lanes, or go for the ganks in the other side of the map. And Wisp is not exactly your hero to do that. So, Gyrocopter's gonna get the pick here by MUFC this time. Zenith did a ton of work, and it seems like Gyrocopter in the metagame so far from what we witnessed today in the AMD Premier League is the fact that he just plays a carry early, gets the farm, and then farms a quick drums, quick BKB, and suddenly becomes a big force in these team fights. He doesn't kill your carry that quickly, but what he can do is pick off supports with his massive AoE call down, and more importantly with his flat cannon. So the supports on the Rubik side's on the Radiant side's gotta be careful. Rubik will get picked quite easily if he doesn't have a Ghost Scepter of some sort.
Yeah, I mean, he just does so much work in every stage of the game, from early game DPS, from Rocket Barrage to the call down DPS, and then late game, obviously, Flat Cannon, one of the best scaling skills in the game. I mean, it's no surprise that he's first round pick in every single scene of Dota right now.
Yeah, back in the, I want to say 2-3 months ago, he wasn't even considered as a carry hero at all in the Asian scene, and I guess it was kind of like bleeding over, if you want to call it, from the Western scene. We've seen the power of the late game Divine Gyro carry, and now we're seeing some of the early game carry as well. He really scales so well in every stage of the game. We're in the second ban phase now. Looks like the Juggernaut being banned out by MUFC. Ice played it to almost perfection last time, using his Blade Fury to dodge all of these incoming stun. Meanwhile, Zenith banning out a Lina as well as a Clockwork.
Yeah, and I don't know if I've actually seen as much Eastern Dota, but that Clockwork really, as an offlane hero, has been doing a lot of work in all of the Dota that I've been seeing, with his ability to stun even through BKB, isolate heroes with the cogs, which after that buff are just absolutely so strong at making team fights so hard to maneuver. So
yeah, Alchemist being banned out as well, so seems like Alchemist being picked twice so far today hasn't won a single game just yet. And I don't really think it's Alchemist's heroes as a fault. It's just that teams really rely a ton on Alchemist. Maybe on his Grievous Green a little bit too much. I feel like he's a decent kind of an early game carry as well with his stun being one of the more powerful stun in the game. Nature's Prophet getting a rare ban here in the Southern East Asian scenes. We don't see Nature's Prophet a little bit too much, but I'm a little bit surprised that the MUFC is not really kind of... The draft is okay, it just doesn't feel too strong. Right now, Nyx Assassin is going to be your stun, and they have some decent bursts from Queen of Pain. Like, they have decent hero, I just don't see a synergy. I'm not sure if you see some synergy that I'm missing out here.
Well, I mean, I think that's why I really like the Clockwork ban, and obviously Magnus already banned out. They have and the other team, Zenith has Darkseer. So MUFC, what they've got so far is Quap and Gyrocopter, which both do massive AoE burst DPS, from call down and all of Quap's spells. What they need is a hero who can group people together and make that DPS like able to hit, because the Sonic Wave as well as call down are easy to evade if you're able to get away. So I'm really liking Zenith's bans here, targeting and preventing that AoE control spell, which is really what I think MUFC needs to make their lineup work. They're going to go ahead and ban out the Coddle, which this is the latest ban on a Coddle I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, or maybe just don't ban him at all. Of course, there's not many other heroes in the game that really gives you that AoE crowd control. I guess Puck is a valid candidate, but you're not going to pick it alongside Queen of Pain because they both demand solo mid. Like you said, the Darkseer is not, is on the other side. There's no Magnus. There's no Clockwork. So if they were looking for this kind of big wombo combo team fight, I guess the best you could get is a two-man Impel and fire off everything else from there. But I really don't think that's going to happen here for MUFC. So maybe they're going to look forward to play a little bit more pick-off Dota instead of team fight-oriented Dota.
Yeah, I mean, that might make it... That can work. I mean, they've already got a lot of team fights, so they can definitely go that way. But Queen of Pain and Gyrocopter also work as ganking early game oriented heroes as well, and obviously that's what Nyx does. And I mean, it's really going to be what they can do to prevent the split pushing power of Lone Druid and Darkseer. I think that's really what Zenith seems to be going for right now. We'll be able to tell a couple more once they pick a couple more heroes here, but...
Yeah, what are you expecting out of the Zenith? They have really good laning so far. When you have Darkseer and Lone Druid, your off lane is completely covered. It doesn't matter what kind of matchup, because both of them could easily match up against easily. And of course, the other one could go into the solo mid position quite easily, and they could even tri-lane. I haven't seen a Darkseer tri-lane for a long time. We're going to see a Tinker here from Zenith. That's the hero that I've been kind of waiting for in this Southern East Asian Dota games. And it's going to be picked up by Zenith, and you will never know where he lanes it, because I've seen them jungle with it, I've seen them solo mid, I've seen them tri-lane. So your guess is as good as mine what lane he actually will go into.
Yeah, I really like this Tinker here. It seems like they're going all out into that split pushing with, I mean, Lone Druid, he's going to come online with that early armlet, and Tinker's going to get his bots probably around the same time frame. Darkseer's going to get that mech, and then they're just going to be able to go all over the map, provided they can get that early laning control, get the map control that they need for that mid-game setup, and then it's going to be really rough for MUFC with the team fight or solo pickoff lineup that they have right now to be able to counter that. So it looks like they're just going to go for the pushing, I guess, with the Leshrac and maybe another strong laning hero to help them get another foot into that early game, which is where they really need to shine in order to prevent that split push from Zenith getting online.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised by the Leshrac pick. Like you said, it's going to bring down a couple of early game tower, which is always nice. But on the same token, he's very weak against the burst damage from Tinker. And there's an ad that just came on, so... I'm on Purge's computer, and he's very much about not having ad block. So, you guys out there, follow on Purge computer. Follow as example, but sometimes a random ad just flies up. Anyway, sorry for distraction. I'm surprised by the Leshrac pick, simply because he's very easily burst down. The pushing power is there, but how are you really going to push through a marching machine?
Remaining.
Late game wise, once Tinker gets this Blink Dagger, you're absolutely food unless you get, I guess, over the 1200, 1300 threshold in terms of HP. And that's a Skywrath Mage as well. That's another hero that eats Leshrac alive for food, so it's okay.
Especially the silence.
Yeah.
I'm not, although now I'm kind of, this is a really greedy lineup from Zenith. They've got 4 heroes who need a ton of EXP and gold. And, I mean, Rubik needs a lot too if he can get it, but he'll be a little bit better off. But seriously, like, they got 4 heroes who can solo mid, and they got 4 heroes who need a solo. I guess you can put the Darkseer into the jungle, runs Lone Druid solo off lane or something. I don't know.
I think that's definitely a possibility, or you run your Skywrath Mage as a support. Zenith last game, they play Yamate solo mid with it, so I don't. Maybe it's definitely a possibility. Or you run it like Team Dignitas. You run your Lone Druid as a long lane. You run a Darkseid in the jungle. Tinker on the bot, safe lane with the Rubik support, and then Skyrash Mage mid. That's definitely quite a possibility as well. I guess the saving grace for MUFC is the Nyx Assassin. He is so good against the Tinker. In the middle of the team fight, you spam that Spike Carapace, you get a free stun off against the Tinker because of the Marcher Machine. You go up to, you mana burn him. He's done. Like, he has a ton of spells, he has a ton of item activation, but a single mana burn will render him somewhat incapable of doing anything until he ports back. And there's going to be an MUFC Axe. Holy crap. This is going to blow my mind.
Yes! I'm so excited about this. That's awesome. I mean, he's got Axe. I mean, there's a lot of squishy heroes who's going to be able to get that ultimate off early. He does a lot of control. It's like actually what MUFC was looking for. If he can get a good 2-3 man call, that's going to completely set up their team fight and make everything easy for them. So I really like that pick.
But here's the thing, will Battle Hunger really be an effective tool? It's easy for Skyrash made with Arcane Bolt to easily get a kill somewhere, a creep kill in the middle of the team fight. Marcher Machine, same thing here. Iron Shell, same thing. It's easy for them to get away from Axe with Surge. There is a Brute, there is Iron Shell. I love Axe as a hero, I really do, but is this the game where you say, alright Axe, go prove yourself? I'm not too sure. It's a tough game for Axe to be in.
I mean, he is going to have some difficulties, like you mentioned. He's not going to be able to go just for that straight up maxing of the Berserk, the hunger, but Battle Hunger. But I mean, he is going to be able to do a lot of work. If he's able to get some early gold and some tank items, he's really going to be effective in the mid game in the front lines. As they have magical burst damage, but if he gets a hood, that's not going to be enough to kill him off, and then he's just going to cause all kinds of problems. I don't know. I think it could go either way.
Okay, well, we'll have to wait and see in terms of where he's going to go, whether it's going to be the standard jungle, or maybe he's going to take a solo mid, offensive tri-lane. Axe could go a ton of different lanes. He's a very versatile hero in that regard, but let's quickly introduce the players, as I think MUFC is taking a bathroom break. YY will be playing on the Queen of Pain. We have Winter, the support Nyx Assassin. We have ABC, support Lashrak. Han Trash player, or Trash Han player, will be on the Gyrocopter, and WWK on Axe himself.
Alright, and for Zenith, we've got NWP on the solo mid-looking Skyrash Mage. On the Ice, playing up that Lone Druid, we've got Freedom on the Darkseer, and then going bottom like you predicted, it is the Rubik, played by Ice, and XY on the Tinker.
So this is going to be one of the more greedy lineup. You can see that the Darkseer already has a chicken, so this is your quote-unquote 4-roll Darkseer, and he's not going to be hurt about it too much. His jungle is going to get slowed down a little bit early. And I wonder if MUFC maybe has predicted this kind of laning. If they could, for example, get a couple wards into the enemy jungle and shut down that Darkseer, that could be pretty big. Well, we'll see. It seems like this is not going to be a jungle Axe build, as you don't generally need that clarity if you're going jungle. In fact, it's going to be offensive tri-lane, so it's going to be pretty insane in terms of damage output. And it's going to be Queen of Pain mid, not going for the quick bottle, and it's going to be Han Trash player, who got pulled 2 sets of Tango, I believe. Going top as Gyro.
Yeah, I'm trying to wrap my head around this as a tri-lane, and I'm not exactly sure what to do with it. So I'm assuming Axe gets the farm here, or maybe you give the farm to Lashrak. I'm not sure either one of those to do well. Okay, yeah. I hope so.
So I guess you just get 2 somehow in this lane, and then you impale Split Earth and you just go to town. Again, like I said, these guys are very squishy, but here's the thing. It is almost impossible to dive against a Tinker because Marcher Machine, so I don't know, man.
I mean, I figured he wouldn't want to go the March build this game, considering the rest of the burstiness of his lineup. I thought he would go Rocket Laser, so if he is forced to take those levels into March early, that could be almost seen as a win for MUFC. I don't know if I'm stretching that too far, but
I think maybe a little bit so, because I feel like March is always really good in terms of a farming build. As you can see, Regen Rune gets snatched up by the bear, which is not going to matter at all. Nice quick D-ward coming out from Ice. This Observer saw supports coming this way to put down ward, and now no vision behind the tower, which is, again, exactly what you want if you're Zenith. I don't think that... Are they going to creep skip? That's the big question here. In fact, they are. Nicely done, so... Tinker's... Oh, but Iron Shell on top. You can't creep skip against that one. No, looks like Iron Shell just ran out.
Oh, that's unfortunate. That really would have caused a lot of problems for Axe, but now he should be able to take out this lineup. Luckily for Tinker, he's got March Machines to save him from those creeps that are coming, and he probably ought to be able to get a lot of these last hits too.
He's missing 1, he's missing 2. That March Machine doesn't help you really last it because it's all random.
You know the drill.
He's got 2 out of 2, and looks like they're gonna go in. They being the MUFC supports, going into the enemy jungle, making sure that Freedom's not gonna. ABC is gonna park his butt here and prevent the spawn. So that's a very good move.
Yeah, very well done predicting those lanes there from MUFC, and it's going to cause a lot of problems early game. And like I mentioned before, and like you were talking about, this Zenith lineup needs a really strong early game to be able to get their mid game going, and this is exactly what MUFC need to do at this point.
Yeah, they're greedy, as you put it. And here we go. The Battle Hunger is online in level 2. The thing is, they don't find anybody to throw on because XY as well as Ice is playing so defensive under the protection of the tower. So WWK is gonna just go WWE on all these creeps right now. Just gonna farm away. He's running low in terms of regen, but will quickly pick up, I imagine, a Ring of Health or maybe a quick Tranquil Boots. We'll see. They're not really successful in bringing down this tier 1 tower as, again, XY doing a very good job pulling them all the way into the tower, and it's so hard to dive this. Are they going to try? Maybe you could even use Split Earth to cut down a couple trees.
Yeah, it's my question. Oh, that Split Earth barely misses Ice down there. Got a little bit lucky. ABC now hiding in the trees.
My god, this is some ninja Leshrac coming out. It looks like Winter's going to get his level 2 as well. Monoburn's going to be the point. It looks like both supports are now tangled up. Marching Machine's going to chew a ton of work. They see Ice, and Ice, I imagine, is going to go down. Lift, a Spur's going to hit. A couple more right clicks going to do the job. There's a first blood. WWK takes this one, and suddenly XY doesn't have... Oh, the tower's still focusing on XY. Do you make that dive? No, it looks like cooldown is on Battle Hunger, so they're not going to go for it just yet. I think they're going to go for the next wave. These trees are being cut up. The deforestation is not helping out Tinker right now.
Yeah, he's slowly losing that place where he wants to be hiding, and it's going to be bad for him. As more and more creep waves come in, he's going to have more and more difficulty staying in this lane. March is on cooldown. They're going to make it go right now. It looks like can hit the stun. Winter hits the stun. Follow-up Split Earth. And Battle Hunger on top of it. This should be a very dead Tinker. No, WWK gets picked up, thrown back towards the tower with the tower focused on top of him. He's going to end up going down to the Tinker, and XY is going to survive.
Because he got the kill on Tinker, the Battle Hunger ended. He's going to get a second kill, and this is why Marching Machine is insane to dive against in the early. I'm surprised they made the first gank even effective, but now double kill going on this Zenith defensive dual lane, and now Tinker's going to go back. Ice is going to have his time to hit level 4. He might even pick up a no-fuel point. As awkward, as unstandard as it sounds, maybe that is the build in this lane. No, he's going to go into a standard telekinesis. Fable going to be immediately used to debuff that Battle Hunger. We haven't really had the time to talk about the other lanes, but let's quickly check them out. It's going to be Ice leading up top here. No, actually, he's down in time and a creep kill, but very, very kind of back and forth trade. And back in the mid lane, Skywrath Mage versus Queen of Pain. Queen of Pain should be okay here. He's leading a tiny bit in terms of CS.
Yeah, Queen of Pain does have a little bit higher base damage, but that spam of the Arcane Bolt is causing her a lot of problems. She's been low a number of times already. I mean, it's just every time it's off cooldown with the... Or I believe that NWP is Bottle Crowing, and it's going to give him all the mana he needs to cause Queen of Pain a ton of problems.
Yep, Rune is going to get... oh, nicely picked up by Winter on the bot lane, as unfortunately YY still has that invis written in the bottle. So, I guess, what do you go from here with the Axe? I mean, they got their early game dive. It didn't really work out. Now the level advantage is now on level 4 Tinker. It's hard to dive him, especially when he has blind access into the lasers. So, where do you go from this tri lane? Do you just ditch this lane and let Axe solo? Because he definitely can. He has the level advantage here and Ring of Health. And roam your support, or do you keep staking the tri lane on the bot?
Oh, I mean, one of their primary objectives is probably to shut down this Tinker. We do see, though, that Leshrac has gone. He started pulling and stacking on the top lane and helping Huntress player to get that a little bit of extra help winning against the Lone Druid, who was probably one of the hardest heroes to lane against in the game.
X-Freedom's going to eat a Battle Hunger. He does have access to just Surge, but Surge does not stop that Battle Hunger from taking away HP. So X now will go into the Darkseer's jungle and start taking some of his creep. So he's definitely, I don't want to say really causing a big issue, but he's definitely an annoyance factor here for the Radiant team.
Yeah, and he's getting so lucky with those spins too.
And it's not luck, it's definitely all skill. Winter as well as ABC smoked up, looking for a Darkseer Imagine. Again, still almost somewhat impossible to dive against Tinker. Not only, of course, taking a ton of damage, but the Battle Hunger will be easily removed by the Martian Machine. Maybe a little bit of bait here. Battle Hunger, that's going to apply the slow. More importantly, give our Axe a little bit of MS increase. And there you go. Come in, guys.
You can't make that dive anymore all of a sudden. Winter's going to have to back off. doesn't have a point in Spike Carapace to apply the stun yet, so...
Yeah, went for the somewhat nuke heavy build, but now the creep wave is tanking, and now XY suddenly doesn't have the cooldown of the Marching Machine. It's got to be some of the best streak of his life, but you really can't juke 3 hero here. Splitup's gonna hit through. And like you said, they need to apply the pressure on Tinker, and they're getting it just that. They're not losing any of the other lane, which is absolutely huge. Lift here on Ice, and deny on the ward. Very nicely done here by Ice on the top river.
Yeah, Queen of Pain obviously hard to gank. I'm surprised. I guess did he just not use our Ancient Seal, or
maybe a little bit of far in terms of the cast range. It's only like maybe 600 range or something like that. They're waiting for Ice. Ice coming out of D ward, just really on top of his warding and more importantly map awareness. So MUFC's their offense a little bit slowed down. It's gonna be Freedom on the bot lane, and they've now rotated Tinker into the Ancient. It's not safe to farm the bot, and I don't think he's expected to get too much out of it.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, he's only got 450 gold towards the 2,000 he needs to get those bots, and it's already 7 minutes into the game. This is going to be a late finish bot on him, even if he's able to perfectly sack these Ancients and stuff, so...
Yeah, he has a Soul Ring, which I guess allow him to speed farm a little bit, but yeah, I completely agree with you. It's not going to be on his, 10-minute breach of travel, which is what you want. Freedom comes in, and I think Freedom's a fairly easy gank as well. Iron Shell being dropped, and I'm surprised that the Battle Hunger was dropped as well, because, again, it's easily going to get debuffed by Iron Shell.
And being very smart, they're putting the Ion Shell into the Siege Creep so that it stays around longer when all 3 of these heroes can quickly burst down any other Ion Shell creep.
Pretty sight right now.
And that Ion Shell is going to cause a lot of problems to access. Is it a level 3 Ion Shell? Yeah, it is.
It's level 3 Ion Shell, and these guys are tanking it to the face right now.
Yeah, that's going to hurt. Axe is forced to salve up. He's out of regen, except for his magic stick, so...
Well, he's got his Ring of Health as well. They're going to bring down this tier 1, and I think once this tier 1 tower is down, the supports on the die could do a lot more. It looks like they're going to make it go on YY. Silence up on top. Rockets, where is the Mystic Flare? Nice dodge on the Mystic Flare. Magic one up. YY, blink by friend. 2 seconds, and a bottle charge. He should be fine. Blinking upward, and another bottle charge used. That was cutting it close, but dodging that Mystic Flare, that put himself alive. Great play here from YY.
In the meantime, though, Huntress player got dived on the top tower by Lone Druid, and Ice picked up behind the tower and was completely obliterated, so yeah, did lose the gyrocopter.
I guess the saving grace is right now, XY is not getting anything done, and without Blink Dagger and Breach of Travel, this hero's not going to do too much of anything. I guess he could help you slow down and push with Marching Machine, but you don't expect him to, you don't pick Tinker just to slow down and push. WWK sees himself a regen rune as he's farming this camp. I wonder what the item choice for Axis. He's going to go for the Vanguard first, which is a fair item choice. A little bit of old school. Generally nowadays, the new Axis go for things like Tranquil Boots, Arcane Boots. You toggle it back and forth. You go for things like Urn, and maybe even a Blade Dagger, maybe a Force Staff. He's definitely a very versatile hero in terms of item choice. We'll see what he ends up getting. And he's going to get soaked out by a couple of Observer Wards as he's walking past.
You're going to come towards the mid lane. Looks like the MUFC want to make a push here, co-op in position, as well as the Nyx, so this could be difficult. No, we got 3 TPs in from the Zenith side looking to defend this mid-tier 1 tower. They can't lose all of their towers early game because they really need map control in order to do what they want to do in the mid game.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to lose too many. The tier 1 went down in a very, very long, slow siege. And of course, with Leshrac not being able to join that push, and of course, Leshrac doesn't even have Edict, has went for the lightning build. They're really not going to bring down any kind of early game tower. Axis not exactly a pusher. Ice though does get an Entangle, but in fact, Ice is going to eat a little bit of Rocket Barrage. He is solo handling 2 heroes. And I guess if the game goes this slowly for Zenith, they're fine with it. Like you said, they're going for a very greedy lineup. And MUFC is not exactly punishing them for this greedy lineup. They're not bringing down early tier 1 towers. They're not really getting a ton of kills. In fact, they're down in terms of kills. So I think Zenith is exactly where they want to be completely honest.
Yeah, I mean, when Tinker gets those items up, he's going to be really, really hard to shut down. As well as, obviously, Skyreth Mage, one of the best scaling nukers in the game. And obviously, Lone Druid. As it's always been said, 12 item slot.
Have you ever seen him go 12 item slots?
I have not, but I got really close in a game I was casting the other day.
Okay, well, fair enough. I think when Lone Druid goes 12 item slots in, the game is actually over. I think like once he picks up the last slot, there's a message that comes out. It's like, you won the game, guys, and the throwing explodes.
Yeah, you have to break his ESMJ farming record to do that, though.
Yeah. Well, WWK is going to just keep on pushing. He's saving about 1,400 gold. I imagine it's going to be just good old Blink Vanguard build. It's tried and true. If the will aim broke, don't fix it, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's really going to work out in this game, too, if at any point two or three...
We'll talk about that later as Winter gets initiated on. He gets blown the hell up. And I guess Axe has TP out in good time, and looks like maybe they could try to set up a gank up top. Axe comes in. It's going to be a Battle Hunger immediately to start up, but Ice 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 is so damn tanky. Is he really going to make this dive? In fact, he is. He does have 2 points in the Berserk Crawl. Would be using it right now, and suddenly Call Down gets dropped, and he will be chopping somebody's head off. Big dunk being done up by WWK. But back to your point, you were saying something before all these action happened.
I have no idea. That was just such an awesome dunk. It completely drove it out of my mind.
Call Down being stolen here. Entourage player making a big mistake. He easily pop a flat cannon. Oh no.
Yeah, that's bad.
Yeah, that's gonna make it diving a lot more difficult. Axe, one of the thing as we saw, Nyx Assassin picking a solo kill with the Queen of Pain help in the mid lane. One of the big issue with the Axe is the fact that he really has mana issues, and you can see that just after a couple of spell usage, he's down to 0. So he really needs arcane boots from his supports to put him back in a healthy position.
And currently, Listrak is pretty far away from that, and I believe Nyx actually is probably pretty close after getting that kill on Skyrath. No, he's also 600 gold away, so no arc boots in the near foreseeable future for this MUFC side, and that's really going to limit them because Quap needs them from a support as well. And, I mean, Nyx needs them just for himself.
Yeah, everybody needs some mana boots, and again, the lack of tier 1 tower destroyed. Generally, at this point in the game, you see teams start trading tier 1s, and that means the supports get really farmed. You don't see that this game, and that's why I think Leshrac and Nyx are a little bit falling behind in terms of support farm. Meanwhile, though, I don't think the Radiant's falling behind at all, considering the fact they had Darkseer jungling the whole time. The gold graph is going crazy, but it looks like we're gonna see a smoke gank up top. But Axe, though, he's got phase. He's fine.
Tinker, though, got the bots up, 12 minutes in.
That's really good, considering that I think at around 7 minutes, he had 400 gold when you checked.
Yeah, no, this is a lot better. He's gonna be, might be, yeah, he's gonna TP up to the top lane. We're gonna see a go here from Zenith, jumping in on the Axe, lifting him up, but Ice is getting burst down in the process. Berserker call on him. He's gonna definitely fall, and the rest of MUFC is gonna be forced to run away.
Giving early game kills to Axe is not where you want to be. Back in the mid lane, though, teleport comes in. There is no mana up on Axe, so he's just teleporting for a little bit of I guess just to be here, but smoke gank up here for MUFC. If you could pick off Ice 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 one more time, he needs some mana for Battle Hunger, but he needs his supports to actually initiate. No, they're gonna swing back up top, low ground. Smoke has been dispelled, and it's gonna be a full surround. Tinker's gonna come in from the backside. X-Freedom's gonna try to TP out Impale. It's gonna miss. No Impale available. The Splitter is gonna miss as well. And somehow Zenith, despite being surrounded from all angles, make it out alive.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate. The timing on the Split Earth, the Impale not hitting, that's really bad for MUFC. They had a really great opportunity to pick up a couple kills there. They're going to try to make the best of it and push now 1 level into Edict to try and make the push, but here comes Tinker with that rocket spam. Arguably one of the most annoying things to face when you're trying to push. The other most annoying thing, of course, being the March of the Machines. So,
Illuminate, you mean?
Oh yeah,
rocket spam. I see. I think March Machine is the most annoying thing in the game. I'll take that over. I'll take Illuminate over that any day. I'm not even joking, because Illuminate you can actually dodge. March Machine just sits there for an hour, and you're like, well, I guess we come back later.
Yeah, and you can't, because he's just gonna go straight back to base and do it 5 more times.
Yeah. Well, exactly so what the MUFC response is. The 2 supports, like you said, very, very poor, not picking up their arcane boost anytime soon, and they desperately need it. Axe is not a late game hero by any means. He's good about, I want to say, 20-25 minutes in. His utility gets extended a little bit further if he has a Blink Dagger, which I still don't see it just him. He's gonna go for drums, so I don't know. I feel like they're not getting enough early game objective to really make it worth it.
Yeah, FOPC has argued before that Axe has enough stat gain to go into a late game build, but I don't know. I have yet to see that happen. And if he's not going to go for Blink Dagger, he's not going to have that utility that I think MUFC's lineup needs. I mean, they've got the Gyrocopter to carry late game. Quap, as we've seen a number of times, has a lot of late game potential, but I'm not sure it can stand up to a Skyrath, a Lone Druid, and a Tinker.
Yeah, is Gyro really going to carry? His CS is fine. He's got himself 65 in about 15 minutes, which is actually pretty poor now that you look at it. He's got a Bracer, and and face boots. That's it. I don't think he's going to be carrying anytime soon.
Yeah, and it's really going to be rough on MUFC's lineup if he's not able to start carrying, because these towers are just not going to fall by themselves. Every time they come forward, Tinker comes in, Rocket, March, done.
I'm waiting for a team to pick Tinker and Tree and just go like, well, good luck, guys. I'm going to march wherever you guys push. I'm going to heal up the tower when you guys actually get the little bit pot shot damage. And we farm for 2 hours.
Yeah, I just think people should be picking Tree in general, but, you know.
Yeah, well, good thing that Gods is not here. He is still talking to his Singaporean fangirl or whatever he's doing.
Wraparound Smoke Gang coming from MUFC want to get behind this Skywrath Mage. 3 of them sitting down. There's no ward to spot them out. No, they're going down to sit behind the mid-tier 1 tower. Tinker TP's in and Skywrath TP's in, but they could be in for a world of hurt here. We've got 3 supports waiting for them over on the sidelines.
Smoke ran out. They're done. And your push is done too. March Machine. Well, what good old fun time. Meanwhile, there's nobody stopping Ice as he's going all over the map. He's got a phase and double glove phase on his bear. He's going to TP up top. And there goes your push. Rocket coming in. Slow. There's no Entangle just yet. Phase move being used. 3 hits? 4 hits Entangle maybe? No Entangle. No. The luck is not there.
Yeah, I mean, this is like... I don't understand exactly what MUFC is doing, and I'm not really going to question them, but at the moment they're trying to out-split push a team designed for split pushing.
Yeah, designed to split push and stop split pushing themselves because of the Tinker, so I really think they need a Blink Dagger. They're losing steam unless you make those big wraparound smoke gangs successful, which, by the way, they tried 2 or 3 times. It hasn't been successful. It looks like how they're going to defend this tower. X is going to have to wrap around as always to make it work.
Yeah, I mean, he's already at half HP, so it's going to be a little hard for him. Gyrocopter, of course, has the call down. You've got the AoE damage to do it if you can get that set up from the call, but Axe is not going to be there because he doesn't have a Blink Dagger.
Well, Axe might have to do it the old school way. Tinker, however, does have a Blink Dagger. This is a Tinker that has such a rough early game. In fact, Ice just gets a tower, and they now would re-engage. No, they have to back off. Tinker teleports in, and guess what? The March man will continue in this team fight as well. It is time for MUFC to back out. There's nothing to defense here. There's no reason to take this team fight at all, and they do so.
Yeah, I mean, even though I feel they have the better team fighting line, they've got a lot more AoE damage, whereas Zenith is primarily single target, what with the Skywrath and the Lone Druid and the Tinker, but, I mean, they just can't take a team fight under the March. They just don't have the levels to do it. Now, it looks like we will see Skywrath caught out by the Nyx as well as the hasted Quap, which is a good... That's lucky for them. That's really good that they were able to get that one off.
And they gotta actually just snowball. You have about 25 seconds to maybe even push down a tier 1 tower. You cannot give up this opportunity. 5v4, sure, there's still Tinker. It's gonna be difficult for them to defend, but you could still get some pot shot damage on the tower and make that next push a little bit easier. But Axe is gonna take this time and go all the way back to base. Maybe now he's gonna go back to his Blink Dagger. I hope he doesn't spend all his 1400 gold and finish at drums. I don't think they need drums. I need Blink.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, drums.
There it is. Well, I mean, it is going to give his team a lot of moves to get into position for the team fight that I think that they want to do, and it's going to give him some attack speed because Axe needs all that attack speed, you know.
Sure, I guess. I mean, what do you do after you dunk and get max movement speed? You need more attack speed, right? To chase down and dunk even harder, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, just get an Acceptor for that. That's what it does. But at any rate, I don't know.
Queen of Pain's gonna be farming away. She does have her BKB finish. Really haven't been checking out everybody's item progression. We'll do so just now. I guess it's gonna be a Shadow Blade build coming out from the Gyrocopter. A BKB finish on Queen of Pain, and that's really it. If you look at the item progression, there's a Breach of Travel and a Blink Dagger Tinker who's just not gonna die anymore. There's a mech being attempted on Freedom. There's a drum finish on Yamate. It seems like nobody really has farmed this game.
Yeah, and really everyone really low except for I guess
bot lane. They're gonna make it go on Ice, but looks like Queen of Pain has got a solo kill in the mid lane, and looks like Entangle APC might actually go down. He does go down here to Ice. Is this a trade that they're looking for right now? The second Impale is gonna do the job there, but hey, I think Ice is happy about how that gank. Meanwhile, double damage Queen of Pain. He blinks and he gets silenced. Where's his BKB? It's been activated, and it's been on cooldown, so he blinked in against 3, and well, not too sure what that was about, but she has about 40 seconds to think about her mistake in the fountain.
Yeah, that's going to be rough. Luckily, Gyrocopter has finished a Shadow Blade. I mean, even I would trade a Leshrac for a Lone Druid if I had to. I don't think they had to. I think that was kind of an accident, but which I'm sure Ice is happy about. But overall, except for losing the Queen of Pay there kind of weirdly at the end, that was mostly a trade that I think favors MUFC. They got a couple kills on key heroes, especially that Lone Druid, who has been having a lot of trouble.
Well, I guess Hantrash player has got to be the shining star here for MUFC to go for a better late game. Because Lone Druid, despite that death, does have Armlet already finished on the bear, and most likely going for something like a Maelstrom or even a Basher a little bit later on. So he's been doing a great job in terms of split pushing. He's doing an excellent job in terms of kind of bringing down tier 1 towers here and there. So Ice is going to be the carry force, and so far we haven't seen the answer. Still 1300 gold here up on Axe with the drums. Blink has to be next, right? We've been saying that like
having technical difficulties.
He's not just gonna go straight Axe. I mean, what else do you get on Axe? I don't know. Shivas?
You get a Force Staff, you get a Shiva, you get even a Yule Scepter. I mean, there's a ton of items, and even Dagon. I know people are rolling their eyes, but Dagon to Clothing Blade, it's a thing. It's an item.
Just get the Dagon on the Nyx then. Nyx does fortunately have a Arc Boots up, and now they're going to find themselves a Lone Druid in the jungle. Oh no, Call's going to miss, so Ice is fine. In fact, he's going to get Entangle on WWK. WK just going to try to TP out, and he should be fine here.
That's an absolutely safe TP, because you can't Entangle. Entangle has a 2-second cooldown, so as soon as that first Entangle applies, you know you could actually Entangle. Something that Ice can do, if he doesn't have the bear resummon on cooldown, is to resummon the bear a second time, and hope for Entangle, but it was on CD, so never mind that.
That doesn't work. Does that really work?
That does work. You see Aoi, which is... he would actually save his resummon or save the level up on his bear, and resummon a bear or summon a new bear, and go for some next level Entangle tricks. And it's done work before. It's really next level.
That's really next level. Yeah. Queen of Pain very, very bravely going into this mid lane. Already took the tier 1 tower, and it looks like now putting a little bit of pressure onto the tier 2. In the meantime, though, Zenith taking a move on this bottom tier 2 tower of MUFC. Only one there to defend it is Axe, who's using Battle Hunger on the bear because that's going to do a ton. Meantime, XY jumps in, March, and this push is about to get a lot stronger.
Yeah, slow siege with the bear in front, with the marching machine behind. How do you actually stop this? You don't.
Yeah, you just don't. They're gonna lose the tower, and with the glyph, they're gonna save the mid tier 2 as well as the. No, I'm not gonna save the top tier 1, but that one doesn't matter as much.
They're gonna go for the deny right now, but look at the rocket laser. Axe is low. He's gonna grab himself a ton of armor here. They're gonna focus on Ice. He just dunked on the bear. Someone called PETA, but Ice will make it out alive. Tier 2 is gonna be defended, and they're trying to cancel the TP here from the Tinker with Spike Carapace. Not gonna work out there.
Unfortunate. That was a very unfortunate fight for MUFC. They just lost a tier 2 tower for a tier 1 tower and an Axe.
I guess
that they lost.
I guess any kind of tower trade that you get is you still gotta be happy for MUFC, because otherwise you're not gonna get any tower at all. You never actually push against it.
Oh, XY.
Uh-oh, XY's dead, right? A single mana burn? Yep, he's done.
A little aggressive there from him. He almost got winner there, but just linking into a Queen of Pain who has BKB is probably a bad idea.
I mean, do you actually want to play around with that Spike Carapace as a Tinker? I'm not sure if you do.
Unless he wants to get a BKB, I don't know.
I'm not sure about that one. So it feels like MUFC is getting a couple kill leads here and there. The gold graph is dipping down to about 2,000 lead for Zenith. But I'm just not sure how MUFC could take this game until the Blink Dagger's up, which I imagine will be so eventually. And that Blink Dagger is going to have to do a ton of work. I mean, picking up Tinker multiple times, picking up maybe Druid a couple of times, preventing Freedom to initiate on you in the team fight, which, by the way, he already has a mech and a wall. I just don't know.
Yeah, he's also got a gem up, so they're going to be doing a lot of dewarding, and it's going to be extremely hard for Winner to get into the back lines now.
Well, he will find himself in Ice. Sees a bear available. Bear doing a little bit of scouting here. Ice is going to make that one out just fine. March coming down, pushing a little bit onto the mid lane, while Ice just got done pushing up on the top lane. Hasn't touched the tower yet, but it's constantly a scare. MUFC constantly have to go back and defend towers, and like you said, it's really hard for them to get a foot into this game. I never want to count anyone out, but this is looking bad. Yeah, also, Invasion MUFC is out of smoke for at least 2-3 more minutes. I just quickly checked out the smoke counter on both sides. Zenith is out of them themselves, but they don't really need smoke. They will come to you down the lane, No questions asked. In fact, as I say that though, they are smoked up. Winter. Oh, Winter. Spike Carapace. He's gonna get lifted up. Surge forward. Spike Carapace being stolen. Winter's gonna get blown up by a couple more right clicks. Dagon coming up from XY himself. That's a good Dagon hero because he can refresh it all the time.
Yeah, that's... So speaking of Dagon, I knew there was going to be at least one this game, right? I was going to be unhappy if there wasn't. They are going to get the mid tier 2 tower here. Zenith will probably back off and defend. No, they want to keep going. SSI says, forget this, I'm just going to go take your tier 4 tower while Winter and your Leshrac are dead.
Yeah, Tinker could do all the defense themselves, and you see him doing just that. Recalling the bear back a little bit, need a regen some precious points of HP. Now he's gonna go back and start getting some farm. Just no point to rush it. In fact, Gyrocopter checking on his farm, he's going straight Butterfly, which I commend him for his item choice because I think this is you have to go this item choice. You just go for full damage mode, get the BKB, just hope that you don't get caught out, hope you don't get initiated on, and hope you could do all the damage you can in a team fight. They know that Lone True has just teleport bot, so they're like, you know what, let's go into the pit. And that item that we've been asking for the entire game, it's finally on Axe.
There's your Blink Dagger. That's exactly what he needed. And now hopefully they'll be able to take these team fights a little bit more convincingly, provided that Winter doesn't get accidentally in the wrong spot again. And that, I mean, it's going to give them a lot of initiation power. Now that they've completely evacuated the Roche pit, Zenith has rotated in to check out what they're doing. Zenith's probably just going to hang around here.
Yeah, the issue here with MUFC is they don't really have enough damage output to really go into the Roshan. Of course, if you want to fight an extended Roshan fight, having map mobility from Tinker gives Zenith all the edge, because he could easily slowly push down tier 2 up top, and eventually the Dire has to send a person to defend, and that's when you 5v4 engage. Keep in mind that you could just teleport straight into the bear himself, so there's always a good target for Tinker to teleport into.
In fact, actually the bear's just sitting in the Roche pit right now, making sure that MUFC don't try and make a go on it while the hero farms up the creeps in the jungle. They're actually getting caught out. They're getting caught out. There's the call, there's your rocket barrage damage, Leshrac there as well with the edict damage. There's no! Impale's gonna miss and Bear might get away.
Oh man, where was the dunk? They even use a drum charge for that one.
You can dunk a bear?
You could dunk a bear. He just dunked a bear earlier in that tier 2.
There you go. Dunk a bear.
You could dunk creeps too. You could dunk anything.
Wards?
Magically immune. Can't dunk that. Don't be sick if you dunk a ward. That's some next level D-warding. You should be able to dunk buildings too.
That would be pretty insane.
I think if you add a dunk building, like he's gonna be top tier, like no joke. Tower 100 HP, dunk it.
Yeah, absolutely. That's gonna be like, you can't get denies off, you can't... Anyway.
Yeah.
Enough.
Oh, another smoke. We talked about it being cooled down for 3 minutes. They bought it, they use it immediately. Are they gonna go into the Roshan pit? I say if you have a better damage team, you can, but this is not the team to do it. Skywrath Mage hasted, walking away.
Yeah, and Zenith knows what's up. They're pinging the Roche pit. They're headed over. Bear spots them out.
Blink initiation. They're gonna find XY Tinker. He shouldn't die with a Blink Dagger. He will get dunked upon. That's one kill. Do you go into the Roshan pit now? I still don't think they could do it.
Because I think Tinker has buyback anyway. No, he doesn't. I take it back. Never mind. Spot an ultimate orb.
No Dagon upgrade. I'm disappointed.
Maybe he'll do it later. He wants to get the sheep stick first so that he can refresh sheep Dagon people.
Yeah. Which, you know, I can't disagree with his choice. Like, always a good item.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, sheep stick. I mean, if you don't know what to build on any hero, build sheep stick.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he knows what to build though. That's definitely the best item choice for him. Zenith want to take it slow. The gold graph is now going a little bit back towards the Radiant side, about 5k gold lead, dipping back down. Item progression. Let's check that one again. Queen of Pain doesn't have anything else besides that BKB. She's had the BKB for the longest time. We're going to see a butterfly almost being complete. In fact, it is flying out right now. So the lack of DPS I talked about earlier, well, actually, I take it back. He's gone into a talisman into a BKB. Didn't I just say that he has balls of seals? I take it back. Got no balls at all. This is one of the most defensive build possible. In fact, Zenith says, yeah, you could do your Roshan slowly. We're going to take your tier 3 up top, and that's going to force some TP back from MUFC.
Yeah, I believe that they'll keep the Gyrocopter and the Axe there to finish off Roche. No,
they can't
leaving.
in time. They got a TP back out.
Tower's already down. Lone Druid now using that bear to right-click down Arax like it's barely even there. And with the March on top of it, MUFC just can't go in. Tinker's TPing back up. They're going to lose the melee axe now. Rocket's coming in, forcing people back as they're going to stun up the bear. Can they even kill the bear?
The bear's being driven back, but they got a tier 3 and a range rex out of that one. MUFC getting blindsided. The Roshan, it was just a big trap, and now Roshan being brought so low that Skywrath Mage, as well as this entire team, more importantly Ice, could easily just break the Rex, or not the Rex, the Roche, and that's exactly what they'll do. They're playing MUFC like a video game.
Yeah, no, they're just completely dominating every part of the map, and this is exactly what we were talking about earlier. Because they were able to get that early game exactly what they wanted, Tinker, despite his hard times, managed to get that bots up. They're just able to control the whole map. I mean, the creep wave is completely pushed past this line at all times, and I mean, what are they going to do?
I'm really not too sure. It looks like a Gyrocopter is going to charge ahead. Maybe look for that team fight. They do have that BKB finish, and that's kind of your big ticket item against that Darkseer, but you got to find them first, and you got to find that Tinker and get a kill on him. X, we saw him really one good jump against that Tinker and picked him off, but you need to win a couple of team fights here.
And that's absolutely what they need. I mean, they still do have a pretty strong team fight, and there is a little bit of grouping up here from Zenith, maybe getting a little overconfident. Axe looking for a blink, but he's not going to get it. Creeps come forward, Bear comes forward, and now they're in a hard spot.
Oh, the Bear is going to teleport Tinker in, and he's going to come right in the middle of that team fight. He's got himself a blink dagger, so he's extremely mobile. Axe really hiding from the background. Looks like they want to backstab this. Queen of Pain blinking in, call down, couple kill. Blink call here on Tinker. They want Tinker dead, but they can't fight under the march. They want Ice now. Sonic Wave's going to come through. Sonic Wave being stolen. Is that it? No, just a blink. You're going to start a team fight, trading a Leshrac forward. Tinker. It looks like Tinker's slow. Tinker's going to get brought down as well. He's got the Aegis, so it doesn't matter. Skywrath Mage's going to get a one-kill pickoff. Where's the wall? Wall still not being used just yet. And it looks like YY. Oh no. Blown up here by Skywrath Mage. And does she have buyback? She does.
Yeah, that's gonna be your team fight, and unless we get some massive buyback here from Axe as well. No, Axe doesn't have it, it's just the Quap. That could, even without the Axe, I don't even know if they can defend this tier 3 tower, maybe even get another Rax here. Fortunately, Lone Druid, who's your main tower damage, is down. But other than that, it's going to be rough here for MUFC for a minute.
Yeah, I don't think Queen of Pain will buy back, considering that, like you said, Druid is
getting the business.
More importantly, even if she buy back, she doesn't have her ultimate online, so she's not too useful as a hero. So I guess, yeah, the Radiant says, oh, we don't have Druid, so we'll just back off. I guess overall, that was a decent team fight for MUFC, considering the fact that there was Aegis. It should have been more of a lopsided GG, but I guess it went okay.
Yeah, I mean, oh no, Leshrac.
All I do in her name.
I just feel bad for him at this point.
Yeah, it's kind of going back to what we said during the drafting phase. What is a Leshrac going to do against a Tinker, against Skywrath Mage? Especially, what was it? I said 1200 HP threshold. I don't think he's reaching that point yet. Level 10 with the Bracer.
I mean, I'll tell you what he's going to do. He's going to just get murdered repeatedly, and we're starting to see it now. If he's even a little bit outside of the center of his team, I mean, Tinker's just got so much mobility with his bots and Blink Dagger that he's going to have easy time just finding that Leshrac and murdering him. Winner has a Blink Dagger for himself, though, now, so he might be able to get some better positioning, help his team with a bigger impale.
I think these Blink Daggers are absolutely necessary. They've been focusing on Tinker very much, and I think they realize that Tinker is a big part of the DPS. Sure, Ice is very, very menacing with his bear, but he's, at the end of the day, a melee chaser. So if you kite him long enough, if you kill the Tinker and you work on the other supports, you could go back to Ice. I don't think Ice should ever be the primary focus. Axe is going to be going for a Blade Mail, which I love the choice against, especially against the Marching Machine on the ground. You just pop that thing and be like, yeah, you could drop your multiple layers. We'll be okay.
Well, I mean, the whole Zenith lineup is based around magical DPS. You've got the Skywrath, you've got the Tinker with a freaking Dagon. Oh no, Courier!
Has made its final delivery.
Getting picked off in the mid lane. Not too much item on it. Demon's Edge, what's delivered? There was like a robe of Magi, which not sure who it was. WWK does have the Blade Mail finish, so Blink Blade Mail activation. That's the name of the game. Is gonna find Tinker.
Unfortunately, Tinker now has a sheep stick up and ready to go, so once he blinks in, Axe is just going to be a sitting, well, sheep.
Well, or Piglet.
Whichever.
Yeah, the bear comes in the front. Here comes a push. Tinker, but there's a two-man call. Blink Sonic Wave, huge initiation. They gotta focus on XY. XY, there's a scythe. There's a vacuum. The wall's gonna be on everybody. Huntrash player not doing enough damage. Ice on his butt, and Ice is gonna get the kill. One more hit. Nice micro here from Ice. Now it's gonna go right on the Queen of Pain. And Tinker, guess what? He's gonna be the survivor. That team fight. X is gonna go down as well. That was their last hurrah for MUFC. They engaged it just as perfectly as she could have asked for. Two-man call, Blade Mare activation, Sonic Wave initiation, but the damage just wasn't enough. They eventually got the Tinker, but they wasted too much stuff.
Yeah, they did take out the two, I would say two of the most important heroes, but I mean, like, all of those Zenith heroes are important at this point. Rubik was doing work. He had stolen Blink and a Blink Dagger. I mean, he was just going to town there. And now there's another Rax down.
Bottom barracks.
They're probably gonna wait for Tinker to respawn back and just go straight down mid, clear out a couple creep wave and push things down. Because guess what? In fact, no Ice says, forget the creep wave. I got creeps in base, no backdoor regen, gonna get a tier 3. Keep in mind that MUFC's down one game already in this best of 3 series. And Zenith says, alright guys, I know there's a Western qualifier going on soon. Don't want to make it too long for everybody viewing at home. You guys could finish this best of 3 series and still go watch the Western qualifier, which by the way support the GD studio as they are the host of Western qualifier, and they've been doing an excellent job on this stream.
Yeah, very fun to watch. AL yesterday, very entertaining stuff. You should definitely go check it out if you missed it or are just curious.
Hopefully Dota TV is a little bit more responsive this day today. Remember, it was a little bit of a buggy yesterday, not being able to connect.
I don't know, I was at school all day, so.
Well, you missed out some insane Dota games. Catch them on replay.
That's what I heard.
Yeah, there's some Slug games.
I love Slark.
In any case, let's not count MUFC just out yet. They're down 2 Raxus, but they're not giving up. There is still always a possibility of a Divine. And I think that's exactly what Gyrocopter is going for. He had a Talisman Evasion, and he went straight into Demon Edge. I think that's kind of the last Hail Mary for the Radiant team.
And hey, with the BKB and with some lockdown from that Axe Blink, he just might be able to clear out half of the team fight in 4 right clicks. I mean, that's what you're hoping. In the meantime, looks like we're going to see the engagement going on. Queen of Pain getting initiated on. She's going to have to blink out, but that just leaves Rex sitting there in the lurk. 3 right clicks in here says no. It was 3. Oh, sick on the... Why? That's just going to be... That's terrible. And now Huntress player getting caught out too, lifted up by Ice, and now he's going to get thrown back. And there it is.
There it is, the full base being split open, Ice in the middle, just killing everybody. And there was BKB on Queen of Pain, never really found the time to activate it. Winter sees the writing on the wall, and we'll call it the GG.
That's just, that bear, just 3 hits, let's track, and I don't know what else you're going to do at that point. Just getting annihilated there in that front line. Even Queen of Pain couldn't make it out. That move speed on the bear too much, especially with now that the bear has an MKB as well as an Assault Cuirass.
Yeah, for me, I felt like this game, it felt a lot more one-sided than it actually was, because once Zenith went unpunished in the laning stage, the lineup is designed to do just this, right? They had way too much gold, they had way too much EHP, and it's just hard for MUFC to come back. I think MUFC trialing was, they did what they're designed to do. They shut down the Tinker, they forced him to go Ancients, but they just had 0 transition. They're like, okay, we got the Tinker away the lane, now what do? Do we go push? It didn't work. Did we go gank? It didn't work. It's just like there was no follow-up for MUFC. The one-trick pony was done, and that's it.
Yeah, I mean they did play very well in that mid game. They were able to get some kills, some pushes. They pulled some team fights off pretty spectacularly. So this was definitely a great match to watch, and I enjoyed it very much. It's just I'm really not sure about that lineup. I mean, I can see what each individual was picked to do. I just don't think as a whole it was able to punish the greedy lineup that Zenith chose. So,
well, we're done here with the AMD Premier League, and of course we'll be back tomorrow with the loser bracket final, or actually the consolation final, the 3rd place match, as well as the grand finals. That's gonna be starting, I believe, at 3 a.m. at American time, 6 a.m. East Coast time, and I guess that's gonna be 11 CET for you guys out there at the European that's watching in. So tune in tomorrow for the AMD Premier League, but right now, please go support GD Studio, or if you want to leave our stream open so we could run a couple ads, we'll definitely be very happy to do so as well. I am, of course, Luminous, and of course, he is Kingdom. Thank you for joining me with this cast. I really appreciate it. I'll check with Gods if he's got the Singaporean girl's number, and we'll report back to the stream. But thank you guys for tuning in. We're done today. Go check out GD Studio as well as the West Qualifier. Thank you guys, and see you guys tomorrow.